Episode 2 on a good old Jesus coming back day.
Jesus Sunday, Resurrection Day. I feel it.
I mean, I don't want to compare myself to Jesus, but we're coming back for episode 2. He came back for life too. It's kind of like it was meant to be.
Back like I never left, baby. Back like I never left. All right, man.
If you didn't already know, it's the truth and
opinion show where
there we go.
Literally throw out the truths. Okay, this is what's happening, and then we dive in, give our opinion. And there's a lot of shit going on, man. Gavin Newsom, what are you doing? Like you passing bills and saying shit and not really giving us nothing in California.
He's messing up my last name. That's what he's. Can't get over that guy, man.
I heard that.
One letter off. We're one letter off, but it's so similar that they're like, "Hey, you related to him?" I mean, we've been over this in episode 1. But like, no, man, no relation. I have to put on my business card.
It's 2023 now. I mean, you can always change your name.
Interesting fact: my last name should have been Lee instead of New Son. Should have been Lee.
Really?
Yeah. I would have been like, they had Tommy Lee. I could have been Lee. You know what I'm saying? Noswen Lee.
Listen, this a new Rush Hour. You saying I'm Chris Tucker or something?
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa!
It could be.
Killed a detective today. Where is he?
Who got killed, man?
Connor.
Who died, Lee?
Nah, that's crazy.
Rush Hour. Aren't they bringing that back? Aren't they making another one?
I think it's too late, man. To be honest, like I think it's time for Jackie Chan to stop jumping off buildings and doing his own stunts. And if he ain't gonna get a stunt double, but how would they even pull it off now? Like I don't see.
Yeah, you might need one.
I don't see Chris Tucker running around like in Rush Hour 3, like he was back in the day. How long ago was that? Like 10 years ago, Rush Hour 3?
Probably it has to be more than that. More than 10 years, man.
Like I don't know. I don't know. Just like Bad Boys. I don't want another Bad Boys either.
Hey, how else is he gonna bring back his career, man? It's like,
over.
He's gonna be known for that slap and keep my name out your mouth for the rest of his life.
Ironically, he started getting that what is that movie, Emancipation, right after him being a slave. So he smacks the shit out of Chris Rock and then he goes and gets whipped in a movie. That's not retribution. That's not.
No, it's not.
No. And I haven't even seen that movie. So I don't want to see it, Crazy scenario in Black Rock, right? Black Rock HQ got taken over. That's insane. Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, is that what it is? Anheuser-Busch or something?
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser, Transheiser-Busch.
I know you're just going on the list, but the French. Why you crying? Why you crying? Well, we'll get into that later though. Why are you crying?
Man.
We might have differing opinions on that, but why are you crying?
I think I'm only seeing one side of the situation because I don't even know. I know how it started. Okay, they were going up against the president or something about pension reform, but now it's like, how do we go from over here to over there? Like I'm missing it, so I'm sure you got some information on that one for me.
All teaching staff are on strike.
I have a little bit. I've read a couple of different articles and I formed my own opinion.
I would love to hear it.
That'd be about my opinions on that. But what else do we have on the list?
Riley Gaines, she's a swimmer. I think NCAA swimmer who came in second place to Mr. Liam Thomas, who like I'm gonna call it what it is, man. Like they gotta stop pushing this. Like we can give them their own league or something, but she's standing up for
you already got a beer can, like what else?
Women athletes, right? She's standing up for women athletes, right? And she went she went to go speak at like a house meeting or something. I'll definitely have way more opinion on it, way more discussion on it later. But she started getting pushed and shoved by that community, bro. Like getting pushed and assaulted. She's about to do some legal action. Like, bro.
I got you.
Let's keep going. So I'm gonna go off of that topic. We got Izzy, Israel Adesanya, knocking out.
I watched it, so I could definitely speak on that.
Man, bro, I seen the highlights. Like, okay, so I was vibing. Like, I didn't even know UFC was going on. There was hella boxing going on yesterday. I'm scrolling through Twitter, and this man shooting arrows. I'm like, there was a fight. Are you serious? I'm not out of touch with the world right now. I didn't know that Izzy was fighting, so we got that coming up. That was crazy. Actually, the whole card was pretty cool. So, it
was a good card.
I want to know a little bit more about that. And then we got a New York Post calling out Kamala Harris for going to Tennessee for them 3 knuckleheads out there who basically did a January 6th instead of talking about the victims at that Christian church. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that seems to be the norm right now. It's like that church thing didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least it's like people in politics don't want to touch it because they know it's a landmine.
We still ain't got the manifesto. Oh, you said it's like a landmine?
Yeah, it's a landmine. If you lean the wrong way politically, I don't think they want to touch it.
Yeah, I heard that. Discourse was kind of...
I mean, I can follow any side I want to, but for them, I'm talking about for them. That's why they're not bringing it up.
Yeah, I think
they don't want to open that.
It's still fresh, though, bro.
It is.
Like, that just happened. And you would think that any type of president, legislator, anybody would go down there and give their condolences like we've done for all of American history, basically, since this stuff started happening. You go down there for them.
I mean, I was a kid. Was I a kid? I don't even know if I was born when it happened, but apparently in the city where I grew up in, there was one of these school shootings, and Michael Jackson came down.
Yeah, that was
So, I mean, people can make the trip and show them you care, give them the time.
I forgot what school that was, but yeah, one of my relatives went to that school. I think it might have been my older brother, bro. I'll confirm. That'll probably be like an episode 3 conversation for real, because that did happen in our hometown, and Michael Jackson came down. If MJ could go to the school,
you could throw there's got to be an article somewhere on that where he visits Stockton. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Home of the Stockton slap. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Hey, you think the Diaz brothers should keep fighting?
Nah, man. No, I don't think they have a reason to. I don't think they have much more to offer.
Now that Masvidal's retiring, no rematch. Yeah,
I mean, Masvidal wrecked Nate the last time they fought, and Masvidal, he has nothing left. If you could take him down, he kind of just like lays there and accepts what's coming to him.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. I mean, he called Gilbert Burns a crotch sniffer, and when he got taken down, he was more than willing to just lay there and sniff Gilbert Burns' crotch.
The hypocrisy of it all. And that's usually how it happens, though, because like UFC fights, like you can never tell what the hell's gonna happen, bro. Like,
I'm a Masvidal fan though. Like through his whole career, did you know that he started off doing those Kimbo fights?
Oh yeah. I knew that. Yeah. It's about time
Jesus.
It's about time he get a real documentary out there or something, bro. Because he came from the bottom all the way up, all the way up to the
his
tippy top.
His speech, his post-fight speech was pretty inspiring, and I applauded that.
Yeah, at the end I saw that too.
It wasn't better than Izzy's, but it was pretty good.
Nah, it was a good event last night for sure. What else? We got Leonardo DiCaprio whistleblowing. I don't want to delve too deep into that because that's a pretty juicy topic right there. That we're gonna need to get some sound cues or something for those topics. The Truth and Opinion Show is brought to you by absolutely nobody but Noswen and Advo. Baby, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and drop us a follow. But we about to get right back into it. Let's go.
Gather that this is about mainly is that the French government moved the retirement age from 62 to 64 without any vote. They're just like, this is the new retirement age.
Damn, he just like executive ordered that?
The use of Article 49 of the French Constitution allows the Macron government to avoid a parliamentary vote on the bill, which proposes raising the retirement age.
Yeah, I don't know how that how BlackRock comes in, and maybe they're the one financing pension funds or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But
to me, I'm like, yo, why are you crying? In America, we can't retire till we're 65 if we're lucky, and they're moving it from 62 to 64. You still got 365 days to catch up to when we could retire. You know,
I get it.
66. If they move it to 66, then come cry to me. I'll have some Kleenex over there. We could cry together. I kind of do feel bad for him in a way, because if you're 61 right now and your birthday is like tomorrow and you was planning to retire, you got 700 more days before it's actually going to kick in.
And that's what I was going to say too, because what if the way their economy is broken down is there's a lot of people around that age ready to retire, and then you got maybe let's just say a fourth of the population who's ready to retire, and then all of a sudden, boom, it gets pushed back 2 years. I know some 60-year-olds who could still probably kick my ass, you know, and you got...
But there's a lot that can't.
There's a lot that can, you know, and you probably have a lot of families out there dependent on that, and people who've been paying into it, like how we have like our 401ks and all stuff like that. I don't know how it works over there, but to bypass their government system... He just, hey, it's 62, no, 64, I don't care, and then he freaking leaves the country. Like, has he even came back to France? Because I know that there was a summit he was supposed to go to, because all the world leaders have been getting together for, you know, they've been doing some stuff lately, not even behind closed doors. So, I mean, I know he knows his town is burning down, but you got firefighters and civilians fighting together against basically the military police.
Move in to disperse the crowds. Of course, the key is to try to keep this safe, as peaceful as possible.
Like, so,
man,
so how does BlackRock play into this whole deal?
Knowing BlackRock, they're probably bankrolling all of this.
Well, I
mean, not all of this, but like they're the investor company, so.
Oh.
I'm surprised it's even in the news, seeing how they own like CNN, ABC News, Fox News. I don't know. I could be wrong on those, but they own a lot of news outlets.
Yeah,
where they can control the narrative of whatever they want. You know, people ain't talking about that train spill, but we're not gonna go into that. So.
Yeah. Though what I'm thinking is, now this is just my opinion. The fact that we live in an age now where information is so accessible, I think why governments have been trying so hard to shut everybody down is because the shit is so accessible, and we're starting to see the bullshit behind the closed doors that they haven't been able to hide now. You know, they can't.
Definitely, it's accessible when it doesn't end up in a Twitter file. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think people are whistleblowing now. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know what BlackRock was until maybe like 2 years ago. You know, despite any of all research that I've done, whether it be freaking historical research like Greece, Rome, and then governments like Mao Zedong, and, you know, like all the leaders and stuff, like, you know, you go through the basic kind of rabbit hole of when you start to get out of the, I call it the democratic mindset where, oh, the government's going to take care of me at all times. When you get out of that, you start to see how policies and shit play and how governments are. Yo, this Advo here, and normally on Twitter I like to drop polls to see what the temperature is on the timeline with various topics ranging from politics to sports to food or whatever the case may be. So follow me on Twitter and answer one of the polls, and it might show up in one of the episodes or something. I'm just trying to pique the minds of the American people, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and get back to it. So right now in France, it's popping off, right? They've been going crazy. Do you think this is going to start another? Well, I mean, I can't say start another French Revolution because this is a French Revolution. But how long do you think this goes on before the military gets involved? Because they've been fighting.
But you said they're already fighting.
Well, it's like police, but when they gonna roll the tanks out, like, because if they still burning buildings and they've been doing this for weeks, bro, like, is France just gonna crumble? They're gonna continue to do this? Like, what do you think the end game would be?
If they keep it up, he'll probably have to change his ruling.
You think he'll be overthrown or he'll step down?
I see. I'm not sure how that would work.
They could always pull like.
I think if he changes his ruling, I think he would stay. But who knows?
I think
people are speaking.
His real only options, like if he wanted to stay in power, he's gonna have to give a little. You know, they took over. That's like somebody taking over JP Morgan Chase Bank or something here in America, like one of the big banks out here in New York. Like, could you imagine if that happened? What they're doing out there, like now Paris is like the main city. Like when I hear about France, the only city I think about is Paris. You know, I don't know of any other city. So
what if we're just drawing blank connections and BlackRock has nothing to do with it? They just was like, BlackRock's important, let's go fuck it up.
But even then, if you want to make change, if you really want to make change, the best thing to do is to mess with someone's pockets. You know, could segue to Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch, is that what it's called?
That's what I believe it's called.
Well,
my American, good old Southern pronunciation.
that drawl, that Cali drawl.
Yeah.
Where I moved out here,
yeah.
When I moved out here to the South, bro. There was like beers, like, cause I'm not a real big drinker, so there was beers out here I'd never even heard of, but there was always cold Bud Light at the gas station, right? That's like, you go to any store, you'll see the blue can, right?
The good old blue can Bud Light.
One of the easiest beers to just go and drink, and you know, if you drink enough of them, you'll feel good at the end of the day. But now they put that. Hey, that's what people are saying. Kid Rock done blasted.
Fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
You got country singers like not even wanting to be bothered with it no more. I think what really did it though, what's crazy, how I feel about the Bud Light thing, they did the Country Music Awards, right? And then they did the Bud Light thing, like boom, right after. Let's take over let's hit the heart of America music right there, right in the middle of smack dead in the middle of Texas. Let's punch them right in the stomach and then take their beer away. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. And now Kid Rock out here shooting it up.
There's got to be a focus group or something that could have told him, like, yo, this is a bad idea. And nothing against trans people.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing against them.
Beer don't got a gender. Yeah, beer don't got. Let the can be the can. The can is so iconic that even Natty Ice tries to copy Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? The Natty Ice can looks just like a Bud Light can, so you might grab them by accident. That's how good the can is in Bud Light is respected like that.
And the way
that is crazy to me.
I've always looked at beer, like whenever I went to go pick a beer, bro, like for real, like the first beer I ever had was a Mickey's, and that shit was disgusting to me. Tall can, Mickey's. One of the homies got it for me back in the day. And then I moved over to King Cobra, and then I had one, what was that, Still Reserve? That shit is terrible. My brother would always drink Bud Light. It was easy. 6-pack, 12-pack. Like, just pick it up. Go get the 12-pack for me. Boom. And if I really wanted a real beer, I would pick Bud Light for a real beer. If I want the real beer taste, I'm gonna get a rear. Boy, if you don't get real beer, like a lager or something. Whoa. Real beer.
That 5 times real.
like I'm not gonna pick something that light. So I honestly didn't know that Bud Light had that much of an impact on the common drinker. This is coming from someone who don't normally drink. Like I don't indulge in drinking. That's just not my thing. But if I do drink, I'm not gonna go to the store like, hey, damn, I want a Bud Light. And this is pre all this shit with Budweiser. But how many the Anheuser-Busch product list is huge. Like they got King Cobra, they got Budweiser, Bud Light, they got the Clamato, whatever. I don't even know how many products. You know which one I'm talking about. That shit is disgusting too, with the V8 in there.
Have you tried the regular Bud Light? And not Bud Light, just Budweiser, the white and red can.
That's disgusting as well.
That's it's strong.
That shit is
stronger.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. The only beer that I like that's probably like marketable or whatever that I enjoyed was Miller's, but it was so much more expensive.
Miller and Miller Lite, and then
like Miller Lite.
What was that
Coors
Which
Light.
one was Banquet beer?
Blue Ribbon, I think. Was it Blue Ribbon? Yeah, like red, white, and blue on it. Red ribbon, blue ribbon, some shit. I don't know. Yeah, Natty Ice. Bro, you can get jacked
That's
up
the
off
cheap stuff.
If you can get more jacked up off of Natty Ice than you can a Bud Light. Natty Ice talk.
Now I drink. Now when I drink, I do like the small batch IPA stuff. I don't even drink regular Bud Light or anything like that anymore.
Yeah, I don't like.
Especially now. No.
Last thing I had. This man said, especially now. Holy shit. I'm just thinking.
The only people drinking those bottles are colorblind.
Basically. Like, and I remember when Bud Light Platinum came out. That shit was delicious at the time. Like, because just at the time, like, I'm younger drinking beer, like, oh, this shit clear. Da, 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 da. Now it's like,
this shit's clear.
Bro, it was straight back in the day.
What is it, Sprite remix? Because it's clear?
No, it wasn't clear. It was like, it just tasted like it tasted better. Like, there wasn't no grit. You know, you have Bud Light, you got that can taste, or even if you get Bud Light in a whatever you get it in, it just has that taste. Like, it's watered down and then still kind of gritty. Like, that shit's not a real beer to me. It's never been a real beer. It's just something that you get. You know, I can get the 12 cans for $10, or if I can get 12 cans or 6 bottles for $12. What I'm gonna do? All right, well, I'm gonna get more bang for my buck. Hell, I'll just get the Bud Light. That's how I feel about Bud Light. But if I'm going to the store like, we about to go get smashed, I'm going to the vodka part. That shit gonna taste good. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm not going for beer.
They have like a whole campaign with this who is this with a certain person, right? Like, is it a trans person?
Nah, it's just a dude that's been wanting to be famous forever, bro. He been on Price is Right before. He been on Reba before. Not Reba. What the hell? Ellen.
Reba.
Bro.
Oh, Ellen. I was
yeah,
like, Reba,
Ellen.
Taking me back.
Probably the country music part is why I said Reba. But he been on multiple things as a dude. And then now all of a sudden,
Dylan Mulvaney?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Mulvaney?
I'm telling you, bro, his generation is crazy. But I mean, the way I look at it, if people stop buying the products, like, cause it's not just Bud Light, bro. Homeboys with Nike, homeboys with like a whole bunch of shit. But that's besides the point. Just stop buying the products. Like, I love Disney movies just because of the nostalgia factor, but I don't got Disney Plus. I'll just outright buy the movie. I don't got Netflix. I don't got Hulu. Like, I don't buy hella Nike shit. Like, if you don't want to support their business, then don't support their business in a way. But the fact that how they're just like, here you go. This is what you want. Nah, this ain't what I want, bro. That's not what we asked for. Nobody asked for this with Budweiser or anything.
Man, he's about to start something with that whole Disney thing.
Oh man,
we I don't know if we got time to go into that, man.
I mean, as a kid, like movies like Escape from Witch Mountain and like Boy Meets World, even Stevens, like shows like that when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Despite how crazy and knowing how and everything how Disney was and like how the entertainment industry and how crazy the shit it actually is, those memories still, you still can't take the memories away. Like if you hear about Even Stevens, you're still gonna remember funny ass scenes that happened when you was a little kid.
Can you imagine being a child star like your whole life, getting that silver spoon, and then being Demi Lovato pulling it out and lighting with the lighter?
Orlando Brown.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Bro, he literally was like born into Hollywood, bro. Like he was like a Hollywood baby. He was supposed to be like the prodigal, how to make a Hollywood baby, bro. So like the crazy part about the Bud Light thing though, like it's not even a real beer, but I get it. It's easy to get to. I didn't know Kid Rock liked it that much. I had no clue.
Oh, people are sentimental about their beers, man.
Like, okay, so people treat beer like their cars. Like, you gotta have the right beer in your refrigerator.
Well, yeah, it's like preference. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to the store, I always get Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero. I don't know. I guess it's just like a preference thing. If it's a habit thing. If you always go and Bud Light's your beer of choice, and you go and mess with it, of course there's gonna be some blowback. I mean, it's almost changing that can is almost as bad as changing the retirement age in foreign countries. There's gonna be some blowback.
But I remember
just saying,
for like throughout the whole pandemic, I was drinking Coronas, like Corona with lime. I get the 6-pack Corona, but nobody was touching Corona because of coronavirus. Nope. Like Corona Light, Corona Extra is really what I've been drinking. I'm not a big drinker, but like I said, if I want a real beer, I'm not going with a Bud Light. I'm going with something that's gonna hit me, and I know it's gonna hit me. That shit's crazy. But I wonder how much Bud Light was sold at the UFC event.
Are they a sponsor? I have to Google that.
I don't know.
Well,
is it
because I was watching the fights for what they were. I wasn't looking to see who the sponsors were.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know when they started this, because during the main event introductions, I think it's Bruce Buffer does them. He did an ad read like before he did the introduction, and it like threw me off. I'm like, I don't remember them doing ad reads. I think he did one for like a movie, and he did like one for something else, like right before and now. Mm-hmm. Before that, he was like, blah 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 ad, and then another blah 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 ad.
He probably did like the sponsored ad, by and shit, like sponsored by.
Weight contender in the world, Michael.
Yeah, it was sponsored by, but it was like a full ad read. It threw me off. I was like,
isn't there a movie isn't there that Jake Gyllenhaal movie or whatever? Isn't he a UFC fighter in a movie or something?
He is a UFC fighter in a movie, and he's also in another movie called, I want to say The Covenant, where he has like that translator guy that gets like stuck in the Middle East somewhere, and he wants to go save him because he was part of his crew.
Yeah,
I think that looks like a good movie.
They could be promoting that too, though, because they did film it. I forgot what event. I think the event that Izzy lost to. I can't even pronounce that guy's last name. Perea, whatever.
Alex Perea.
Yeah,
the dude's a monster. Huh?
Yeah, bro. I'm not mad that Izzy lost the first fight, but how he got him this time around, like, I only saw maybe 45 seconds, 10, and then the knockout. You know, just clips. But the way he got him, though, like, I'm honestly surprised that it wasn't worse how he got hit, because he got hit on the way down too. And how Izzy and how Izzy throws, like, when he was all the way down and he hit him with the last hit, like, at the bottom, bro. Man, no wonder he was stiff. He was stiff when he was falling.
Yeah, he caught him with I want to say a left hook on the way down, but it was like early in the punch rotation, so I don't know how much power he actually got on it. I think it was a temple shot that he landed before that already had him off kilter, and when that left hook connected, it kind of like shook it even more.
Yeah. That extra little punch though landed right in the middle of his face though, bro. I remember I got hit right here in the bridge of my nose. That shit hurts. I couldn't imagine getting hit in my temple and then on the backup, like, what the hell, get hit again in your shit and then get hit on the way down and then get hammer fisted? Nah, bro. That's why I just stuck to boxing.
I feel like skill wise they're pretty even. I mean, the guy did beat him 3 times in a row, even though 2 were kickboxing, 1 MMA. But Izzy was due. I mean, he could have won every fight that they've had. But my favorite thing personally, like, I like Perea too. He's a good fighter. But the receipts that he cashed after he knocked out Izzy. So when he knocked him out, I mean, he was lucky he knocked him out too, because his legs were getting cooked in the first round and the second round. Like, I don't know how much longer he was going to be able to hold up with all the leg kicks that he was taking. But so he knocks him out, and then he pulls out Perea's taunt, because Perea does that, the arrow thing. That's his thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he does that when he, like, I think the last fight he came out with the full, like, Indian headdress or Aztec headdress, like a Aztec warrior, and he would do that arrow thing.
So he did it back to him. No, the best one was he mocked his son, bro.
Yeah, his son, because, you know, that's a throwback to when his son acted like he was knocked out after Izzy got knocked out in, like, their second fight.
Yeah, in a kickboxing fight, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He got him back.
Like, that's some shit I would do, though. Like, to be honest. Like, yeah, I whooped your dad's ass, and I'm talking shit about you, too. Like, double payback. And they were, like, and he showed the picture of them crying, too. And I'm not advocating for the kids to cry or nothing, but that was a glorious moment for Izzy to finally come out on top, like, on the biggest stage, like, right after an L to your your arch nemesis, basically. Bro, that's like Vegeta finally beating Frieza or some shit. Like, that's what it looked like to me. That's what it felt like. Cause how you lose to somebody twice in a completely different field, and then lose to him in a field that you've taken over, basically. Like, Izzy's pretty,
and it was only
dominant.
Like his third UFC fight, and he won the title.
Like, it's crazy, man. I was also I was overhearing this John Jones. This is a while back though. Him responding back to Izzy. I don't think, like, Izzy versus John Jones. I don't think that that should ever happen. Like, ever. I don't think Izzy stands a chance, bro. John
Jones would eat his lunch.
John Jones.
It'd be easy it'd be light work for John Jones.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't. I honestly think if Jones wanted to, it doesn't make it past the first round. Those.
You see what he did to Cyril Gahn or whatever?
But Gahn,
he just took him down.
He don't got no ground game. Once he's off his legs, that's it.
Yeah, if he wanted to take Adesanya out, he would take him down, and it wouldn't be pretty.
Who's Jones supposed to be? Isn't it supposed to be Miocic now? Stipe Miocic?
Yeah, Stipe. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good fight, actually.
I think that's gonna be a good fight too, honestly, because I like Stipe. I like him.
Yeah, Stipe's tough.
I like his fighting style. I like when he fought against Cormier. I'm not a real big UFC fan, so I'm not real in depth in it, like as far as fighters or whatever. But of course, I got all the games. And
the only fighter I thought would give John Jones a really good fight was Cain Velasquez, but see now, I think he's still in prison.
Nah, he got released.
Yeah, he got released.
Yeah, he got released.
That was a crazy ass story when I read it, man.
But shit, serves him right. I bro, do the same shit. I would do the same shit. I don't give a damn. You know, he did his time. No, he didn't feel sorry for it. Fuck it. I don't care what.
I wonder if he wants to fight. Maybe not. He's probably over it. He's old too now.
Yeah, you got to think he fought Junior Dos Santos 3 times.
Yeah.
And then he fought Brock.
Back when.
Oh, he beat the shit out of Brock though.
Yeah, it's like a whole new era now with those people.
Yeah, it's a whole new era. Kane's not like right now. Right now, before Jones came up, it was Gahn, Stipe, Ngannou.
Oh yeah, he's 40. He's 40 years old. His career's done.
Yeah, Ngannou was the head of the heavyweight division, basically. So, yeah, Cain Velasquez, like all those guys, bro, that era's gone. I think. I don't think there's anyone really in that era besides Jones who's still around up in those higher weights.
And Ngannou was scary. It was scary, but I think Jones takes him down easy.
You think Ngannou beats Jones?
No, I think Jones takes Ngannou down.
And
neutralizes all his threats.
Jones just needs that front knee kick, bro. That oblique kick, bro. That's all he needs.
That should be kicking to the knee should be illegal. I feel like.
I don't think anybody can really get at Izzy, in the light heavyweight division right now that I've seen. I know
he's kind of cleared it out.
Yeah, so. And I don't want him moving up to heavyweight, so I think he should just stay there for a while, just defend his belts for a while, get a reign underneath him, like how Johnson.
Yeah, because he tried to move up in weight, and he fought that Polish guy, the European guy, and he hung in there, but then the guy got him down and held him down in the rounds that counted, and he got the win that way.
Yeah. I think he needs to stay where he's at.
And there's I didn't know about this because I was at we were doing Easter dinner, but on a Saturday. The family was together, and first we watched Creed 3. We put that on and we're watching it, and then after that he's like, "Oh, the fights are on," so he put the fights on the TV and we're watching it, and I guess there's this kid, something Rosas, that's like straight out of high school, or he's in high school.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But the keeps at it. The kid has potential.
18.
But yeah, he definitely got those. Yeah, he's rough looking, but he's a good fighter. It was a weird moment because they showed Trump on the TV, and then like we all started looking around. I'm like, and he's supposed to be arrested.
If you think about it, he's the one that got indicted. He's the one that actually sat in there in Manhattan. And now since they opened the floodgate with that, segue over to Leo talking about Obama and embezzling cash or some money laundering or something. Hold on, Leo, what are you doing, brother? You're going against the code, ain't you?
Yeah, he's blowing that whistle. I mean, and
I wonder why now.
I mean, I'm not like a Donald Trump truther or anything, but I think the only reason this is even a thing right now is because Trump's name's attached to it. That's why it's a thing. When it was Obama getting the funds through this thing, I don't know, but it was for his campaign, supposedly, that this John Lowe, J Lo, whatever this guy's name was,
Joe
from
Lowe?
Malaysia, Joe Lowe, he was the middle connection or the main piece organizing this whole money laundering scheme where he was like taking money from the Malaysian state and funneling it through certain means, and then it was ending up in the campaign funds for Obama's re-election campaign. And then he was also
Yeah, that's for his re-election campaign
connected,
for 2012.
yeah, and he was also connected to the Trump campaign. So this guy has his fingers on all these campaigns, and it's got to be dirty money somehow. I mean, it's millions and millions of dollars.
Oh man! But how does Leonardo DiCaprio come into play though? Okay, so let me not play dumb. Okay, so the 2012 election. During that time, bro, there was a lot of like celebrities pushing Obama and stuff. I don't think Leo's the only one who was donating, but he's speaking out to clear his name.
I guess like from what I read, it's just like a lot of people had conversations with this guy where he asked for money for donations and stuff like that to funnel through the laundering process, I believe. But other than that, I don't really know specifically why DiCaprio was there, but I know that it's because of his relationship with the Fugees or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's the crazy part about it, even though we're just slightly touching on the topic, is why now? Why now is Obama choosing to move to Kenya now that this report has come out? And I'll pull it up on the screen. But
he's moving to Kenya?
he's moving to Kenya in June. Oh, I didn't share that one with you. Yeah, when this Leonardo DiCaprio story came out, bro. It came out within the past 7 days, okay? A couple days after it dropped, it was declared, like it was just boom, news article. Obama is going to relocate to Kenya in June.
Wow.
But
babe, it's time to leave the country.
But I'm thinking, this comes out, now you want to move to Kenya. Are you gonna try to pull a Julian Assange for foreign immunity for crimes in another country? If, let's say,
that's what it sounds like.
Bro, that's crazy. They're gonna pull an Edward Snowden.
Yeah, he's
a lot of celebrities have been saying they want to leave America.
He's trying to do that Dave Chappelle. He just, just relocate, clear his mind.
Yeah, try to get back to his real name, then probably and hide out somewhere.
The timing of it is suspicious.
It's very suspicious, bro. Within the same
what
week.
What kids say these days? It's sus. It's sus.
It's Among Us, sus for sure.
Yeah.
But so with. I'm just trying to figure out what does Leonardo DiCaprio and Obama have in common? Like, of all the shit that's been happening, just like it's April 10th now because it rolled over the hour. Of everything that's been happening, Leonardo DiCaprio, Barack Obama. You don't usually hear those two names in the same sentence. Everybody knows who they are. You don't get no bigger than Leonardo DiCaprio when it comes to actor. If you think about it. I mean, you can, of course. There's some who are up there. But if you think Leonardo DiCaprio, you're already going to know who he is.
Right.
Blowing a whistle on a former president, they should have left Trump alone. They should have left him alone. Nobody was asking questions. You know?
No, not everybody's getting caught up.
So, I mean, I think it's fair game, bro. Fair game. Get them all. Get them all the hell out of here, bro. We need a new change somehow. But, so we got the Leo and Obama thing. Let's take a step back and talk about this California thing with somebody who shares a similar last name almost with you, brother. My bad. I can't help it.
It's all good.
But,
no relation.
So this man has done two things, okay? Governor of California has done two things. Actually, like 50,000 things to kind of piss off the normal American, especially those who don't live in California. So I'll start it off like this. This man, California has tainted, the image of California is so tainted in America that when I moved to Georgia and I had my Cali plate still, I didn't have my Georgia plates yet. Honest to God, bro, I felt like I was in a completely different world. Like they were, like they're from California. Like I had the accent when I came out here. They automatically knew I wasn't from Georgia as soon as I opened my mouth. So what Newsom has done, I don't even know what Gavin has done. I'll just call him Gavin. Newsom. Yeah. No, nothing new, and he don't got some. I'll just put it that way. I'm gonna call him Gavin. This man put out a gun control deal. Now, mind you, people have been shooting each other in Stockton, California since before we was even born. So, you don't think so?
No, it's just that it kind of hits close to home as my mom was murdered by a gun in Stockton, California.
Oh, my bad, bro.
And then 32 years later, at the same age, my brother gets murdered by a gun in Stockton, California. So yeah, it goes without saying.
I'm first and foremost, bro, I apologize. It slipped my mind. I remember you telling me about. I remember your brother. That was recent. Okay. Right. But I remember you telling me about your mom a long time ago. What Gavin's done though, like what he's perpetrating like he's doing a good fucking job, bro.
It passed on this school board vote that legally or without any repercussions, a guidance counselor could talk to your kid if they say they're transgender, and guide them into their transition and tell the parents nothing about it, and the parents will be in the dark. So basically the guidance counselor will know more about your kid than you do, or whatever problems, and even if it's against your wishes or against like your philosophy as a parent, they could guide them during their transition and push to have it go through or whatever. Not go through, but basically just keep adding fuel to the fire that's there. Which, maybe the person really wants their transition, but then I think it's the parent's right to know.
Yeah, I don't think any parent should be left out of their child's decision, no matter what it is. Like, you don't leave the parent out of the child's life, period. Unless, of course, you do something to where you no longer have your child, in that sense where people lose their kids or whatever because they're horrible parents. But I don't think a school at any point or any type of legislation or anything should keep. Bro, what the fuck kind of oversight is that? Like, I don't want some random fucking guidance counselor talking to these kids, telling them to keep secrets. That's basically what they're doing. Oh, you don't have to tell your parents about what we're telling you behind closed doors. Now, mind you, if let's say a kid is going through a situation where he you know, in this day and age where he does feel like he wants to transition, or she feels like she wants to transition. Okay. At no point should the school be making that decision over the parent. You know, that should be the parent and the student only. The school shouldn't have nothing to do with it. The school is meant for education purposes only. You know, when it comes to, like, I still think parents should be the only one talking to their kids about sex education. You know, like, I have 4 daughters. I leave that topic up to my wife. If I had sons, that's my responsibility to talk about them and what they need to know when they become a man, you know? So I don't want Mr. Smith or whatever the hell talking to my teenage daughter about transitioning without saying something to me. And I don't want my neighbor's kid talking to some random guidance counselor about like, you don't leave the parents out, period. Like, California just set the precedent for a Sodom and Gomorrah event to happen. Like, what are they doing, bro? And I don't want it to happen. I don't. But what's left? How far are they willing to go now? Don't tell your parents what we're doing at school. What's next? There's nothing.
They're probably giving them hormone blockers and stuff like that. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Well, that's what some schools. I thought that would be it. You know what I'm saying? Now you go in there and forget condoms. They're not even giving condoms no more. It's like you walk in there, you're getting puberty blockers. Why are you, what, bro?
Yeah, let's say I'm against it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm against this.
Okay, so yeah. What I can say is I think parents need to stand up. If they're not going to stand up against their school, then they need to homeschool their kids. Point blank, period. The school system in California is failing you parents. You need to understand that fact. Like, it's not the truth. Okay, let's go with the show. Truth and opinion, right? The truth is the schools don't give a shit no more. The schools are trying to make a way to take your kids from you and turn them into crazy ass liberals who are running around Frisco on fentanyl, freaking delivering babies on the side of the road. Like, that's what they want you to do. Like,
dude, I want to say over the past couple weeks, like all the news sources that I follow, like the school where we went to, like there's news stories like every other day about the corruption. I think like the current principal has like these laundering schemes going on where they were stealing money from the school. They took like a fat trip to Vegas.
Oh yeah, like, on
the school's dollar.
Stockton Stockton Unified School District. President Angel Ann Flores. I could be reporting on that too. You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about that. She spent over $1 million on a trip to Las Vegas that was school funds, Stockton Unified School District funds given by the government. Instead of using those funds for the school, she and like 20 other of her board of directors, associates, or whatever, they went and spent a weekend in Vegas and spent over $1 million, bro.
How many kids could that feed in school lunch?
Bro, that's what, at least a year and a half, 2 years. You look at just in Stockton Unified School District, like there's a lot of schools. You know what I'm saying? Spread that out. Everybody have an extra milk, at least for one school year. Something. There ain't no more Mr. Bonds no more. You remember Mr. Bonds, bro? Yep. No more of them. Like
Mr. Dr. Lee, I think his name was, another guidance counselor I had.
Yep. No more. What was that one teacher name? I forget. I forget his name.
Nah, man. I can't go and say there ain't no more good teachers out there. I'm sure there's lots of great teachers out there that
and
can't really speak on that because I'm not in school anymore, so I wouldn't know.
I think it's not even it's not. It's just the whole system as a whole, because the good teachers are getting overrun by bad kids, and bad teachers are ruining good kids. So that we need to have like an education system overhaul where it's career oriented. You know, you teach them about agriculture, teach them about property tax, teach them about income tax, teach them about how to get your driver's license, teach
stuff
them
they could use.
Mechanic stuff, woodworking, coding, like photography, digital work, like all the stuff that you got to spend thousands of dollars for in college. You could have an entire generation of geniuses all within elementary school.
Now it's like you got to have 2 English classes just to keep up with all the pronouns.
Nah, nope, My kids know he and she. That's it. Just like in the practice workbooks, the first grade practice workbooks, all that stuff. I knew it was messed up when they tried to make 2 + 7 more complicated than it needed to when I started homeschooling my oldest daughter when she was in the 3rd grade. She's a sophomore now. My oldest is a sophomore.
Yeah, they call it like Common Core math, but it's not so common.
No, it's uncommon nonsense for real, bro.
They take out the common sense and they make them do so many more extra steps. It's like
for nothing.
They're making it hard on purpose.
That's honestly, I think that's what it was. They thought that I'm glad that we graduated high school in a way after when they implemented it over in California, the Common Core thing. But they made it to where it's almost impossible for the parent to teach the kid the way that the school wants them to be taught. So we're like, I've been homeschooling for, bro. Let's see, 7 years now, just about. And so a lot of the stuff that they were trying to teach my daughter just confused the hell out of me. Like, bro, I'm not dumb. Like, I went to school. Like, I had good grades. Like, I did a little bit of college. Like, I'm not an idiot. How come I can't figure out this 3rd grade math? Like, this isn't how.
Because they overcomplicated, man.
Like, it's insane, dude. So with how back to the parental oversight, them doing this transgender bill thing. First off, it's the parent. To me, it's the parents' fault for not giving their children an identity to start with, because that's where a child gets their identity from, is their parents. And if their parents are just confusing the shit out of their kid from the get-go, then shame on the parents. Once it goes out of the parents, who are these teachers that are pushing this shit? Teach my kid math. Teach my kid English. Teach them some history. Teach them some social studies. Teach them some science. Teach them how to throw a ball. And then send their ass home. Syllabus. Exactly. Yeah, bro. Stick to the syllabus, bro. All these feelings and this and then, I understand people's feelings are important, but they've taken it to where, are you feeling okay to, do you feel like a boy or a girl today? You don't ask
when we were in school, it was like you were quiet until they asked you to answer a question.
Yeah.
There wasn't time for all this other extra stuff.
No. Everybody was ready to go home, bro. Let me go ahead and do this so I can get back to go playing my Nintendo 64 or whatever I was playing. You know, watch my Pokemon and my Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it was a much simpler. I'm trying to go play football with the homies. Like, you know. So the crazy shit as to why the parental thing is so crazy, because now you have people who are taking over women's sports. So if you don't know who Riley Gaines is, she is a NCAA swimmer, and she's standing up for women, biological women, to keep their sport clean of men who's trying to get in that sport by claiming that they're women in the transgender community. So I said it before, I say it again. I don't have no problem with any of the LGBTQ community. I have cousins who are L's. I have cousins who are B's. I have a couple of people within the gaming community who are gay or whatever that I've associated with and I've known. I don't have nothing against none of these people at all. But when there's a line, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care about what y'all was doing, but now you come into the schools and you're trying to tell people how to live. Like, you're not there. There are no rights that are being taken away from you in your community. So Riley Gaines is standing up for that, and she was attacked by them in Frisco, of all places. You know, why would you attack Riley Gaines when she's just standing up for the sport? And the reason why she's standing up is because Liam Thomas, person in question who got first place, who is a biological male, who transit that's the thing, I don't even know if it's like a transition or nothing. Like, did he do the blockers? Did he like, of course, me personally, I don't care, but you're still a biological male. So that's what the whole argument is about. And it's a pretty big thing, because these ramifications will, like, this is something that's gonna go down in history, bro. This is historical right now. Like, you remember In Living Color?
Living Color? I remember the show.
So Jim Carrey did a skit about him being a dude going over to like women's sports or something like that. Like, he was you remember how crazy the show used to be, you know what I'm saying?
He was ahead of his time.
And some people are saying that's basically what's happening right now. Like, we're living in living color, you know, under this administration. So what do you think, bro? Like, with the whole school systems, and especially with like Riley Gaines, like, what's your perspective on what's going on with the whole, should they get their own league? Like, what's the deal?
Well, like, I'll echo what you said. I don't have any problem with the alphabet people. You know what I'm saying? It's I believe that either you compete in what you were born as, or create a new league, but there probably wouldn't be enough people to populate a league per se. But I just don't think it's fair for I'm a girl now and I'm competing. You know what I'm saying? They probably think it's fair and they're entitled to their opinion, but as a man that was born a man, there's some female athletes that are better than me and faster, stronger. I'm not gonna deny that, but the fastest, strongest man, most athletic man, is like 99% guaranteed to be better than the fastest, strongest athletic woman.
Like, just like in a strength thing biologically, like, we can't refute the science of it.
I'm trying to dance around the eggshells here, but
man,
I think let me put it this way: our ancestors and our older people, they weren't retarded. They weren't dumb. All right, they weren't dumb. All right. See, a long time ago,
man,
people were like, you know what? Men and women are different. Let's separate them. There's a reason why this whole time there's been two separate sports. You know what I'm saying? Or that's why it was separated. That's why there's two different bathrooms, because we're different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why that's been. Our people back then weren't dumb. You know? And by allowing the switch over, you're kind of calling them, like, you know, your way of thinking was wrong. Even though, you know, the goalpost does move with progression. I get it, but make it make sense. I'm just
at the same time, like, the goalpost does move forward. We're at a point to where, I'm gonna just say it. We're at a point to where people are saying that they can be whatever they want, right? It can be whatever the hell you want. I can be this. I can be a penguin. I feel like a frog. Whatever. You know, you got people saying that they want to, that they're transracial. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I all of a sudden just say I wanted to be a Filipino tap dancer, and you better respect that I'm a Filipino or you're a bigot. You can clearly see I'm not Filipino, bruh. Like there's
I don't know, the eyes, man. The eyes, you got those.
there's a difference between somebody wanting to respect you. Now, I think one of the major problems, not only with the Riley Gaines situation, but there are numerous cases other than Riley Gaines where there are biological males taking over women's sports. Like, that's kind of that's literally the last thing that women have besides childbirth that isn't co-shared in a way. You know what I'm saying? There are women in leadership, there are women politicians, there are women business owners, there are women entrepreneurs, there are any type of career you can think of. A man and a woman can both hold the positions in a way. The only things that separate us now in 2023, which I had hoped, was the bathroom and women's sports. What else is there? There are male nurses. There are female physicians. You know, like, do we say female doctors? It'd be I guess they just give you a term of physician now. So there is no limitations between men and women with the career field. Yeah, people can argue about pay grade, not to sound a certain way or whatever, but I'm grown, I'm gonna say it. You're gonna hire 100 men to lay bricks before you hire 100 women to lay bricks.
100 women wouldn't want to lay bricks,
and that's and that might be a good argument for why there's a pay gap. But at the same time, when it comes to women's sports, like, who said it best? Chappelle. He said if LeBron decided he wanted to be a female, or do we all okay that? Do we let him continue to play with the men, or do we send him over to the women where he'll score 100 points every game? Like, where do we stop? You know,
he could be a first ballot Hall of Famer in both sports.
And if people can't see that, like, you have the female MMA or the trans MMA fighter, and they're breaking the skulls of women UFC fighters. Well, they weren't in UFC, but
right now, I'm feeling excellent. That was sweet, huh? Did you like that? Yeah.
MMA fighters, like, you got the male rugby players who are out there playing with females. Like, you can't replace a woman. You can't.
So what letter do heterosexual males get?
I don't want a letter, bro. Just call me a man. Call me a man. I'm not no cis gender, whatever the hell. You might as well just call me the N-word. You might as well. You're gonna say that I'm not a male anymore because y'all got over 175 things that you decided to make up over the pandemic? This is a cause of the pandemic, bro. Was we talking about all these genders in 2019? I thought it was just
I can think of.
He, she, and somebody started to say they. I remember they started to come out. Like, okay. And then now we got Z, Zer, Zang, Zip, Dr. Seuss book type. And and it's my opinion. Somebody want to get mad, that's cool. You ain't gotta watch it. You know, if I hurt your feelings, I sincerely apologize, but I can respectfully disagree as somebody who grew up in the 90s that we didn't have this problem. We didn't worry about if he was a boy or if he was a girl. And
this is what I don't understand about the people that get angry that, you know, that
people don't agree with it.
People don't agree with it. So, like, they're fighting so hard to be heard and to have their opinion and all of this, but they want to attack someone who stands on their own opinions just because it's different from theirs. So the hypocrisy of this whole thing, like, most people don't care what you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't care, but they don't want to be attacked because they don't agree with you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly. Exactly. I didn't have a problem with I didn't have a problem with the LGBTQ whatever community at all. I didn't have a problem with it because I know that what I feed my brain is what is important to me. So if it's something that I don't want to partake in, I'm not going to partake in it. If it's something that I'm not going to, like, I don't let my kids watch Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker because it's not age appropriate for them. Same reason why I'm not going to let them see some grown-ass man in spandex walk through a parade or some shit. It's just my personal preference to not let them see it. I'm not doing nothing that's hurting that dude out there doing what he's doing. And that's where I thought that's where it was going to be. But when they start pushing it, it's like, let me put it this way because we've been on this topic for a while. It's like when a Jehovah's Witness guy come knock on your door. Hey, you want to talk about Jesus? They used to come to my door and they came, you know, and how my faith is completely different than how their faith is in their church. So at one point they came by, bro, and my wife was working out in the garage and the dude just stepped on in my garage when my wife was working out. Like just stepped across the boundary. You know what I'm saying? Made my wife feel hella uncomfortable.
He broke the threshold. You don't do that.
So I say that to say it's cool. It's cool that you're doing your thing, but once you cross that threshold, then now you're pissing me off. And where certain parts of that community have crossed that threshold is when they started targeting kids. You know what I'm saying? It's targeting kids and targeting women's sports. That's the only issues I have with that whole community. Because I have 4 daughters, I can speak on this. It's twice as hard to build a little girl's confidence to go out there and do some sports unless she's just that 1 in 100 kid who's just normally just out there ready to go athletic. Same for a little boy, okay? When you get your daughters out there, parents, and then they're out there competing, they already got to deal with their insecurities as little kids. They already got to deal with the looks and the this and the that and the outfit and do my hair look all right. They already got to deal with all that shit. And now you want to go and put a boy, boom, stick him in the middle of that. Oh, his name was Tyler, but now his name is Tynika or some shit.
Tynika.
What does that do to the confidence? Forget it, Tori. What does that do to the confidence of all the girls that are already trying to build their confidence up in a world that's trying to tear the normal, regular, whatever woman down? They've already been getting torn at by makeup. Then it was freaking plastic surgery. Then it was freaking how big is your butt? And how big is your chest? And how bigger lips? Like, always trying to say, you women aren't good enough, here's a supplement. And then it went from that, they did that to the extreme, and then now it's like, okay, here's a boy who can run faster than you. Like, what kind of shit is that? As you can see, I'm pissed off. If I didn't have daughters, maybe I wouldn't be as passionate, but all my daughters are pretty damn fast and athletic. I'll be damned if I sign them up for jiu-jitsu and Bobby's in there with long hair wanting to wrestle my 6-year-old daughter. I'll be pissed. And more parents should be pissed. It's not just about my kid. You know, none of my children are in sports right now. But if I put them in sports, this is what I have to deal with. Parents should be pissed. I'm speaking for you, parent, like whoever sees this. If you got a kid and you're pissed about it, you need to say something.
It's only going to get worse.
Unless people start talking about it, bro.
There's trickle effects to this whole thing, too, because, like, I coach youth basketball, and my son's on the team, and parents look at me funny when I tell him to man up on something. Like, he's a boy, you know what I'm saying? I as a father, I could be tough on my son.
Yes.
But then it's considered toxic masculinity. But it's say he grows up, he's 18, he doesn't want to do college, signs up for the military. If he's never been told to man up, and you get thrown into that fire,
oh, bro, I heard that they have buttons now that they push if they're too stressed out.
What?
Let's save that for the real for another episode. I'll tell you about it. I got a couple friends in the military, and I got a couple family members where They say that if you get if they too stressed out, you're not supposed to yell at them, Sarge. Like, y'all ain't ever seen, even though it's a terrible movie, Full Metal Jacket. Like, you are trained, when you go to the military, you are training for war. That's a
good movie. That's a good movie.
It's a completely different type of environment and atmosphere. You are putting your life on the line, and it's crazy that people, oh my god, dude, people just ain't getting enough fights growing up.
But people don't understand is if you can't focus because someone's yelling at you, how are you gonna focus when bullets are flying?
Yeah,
bombs are going off.
Yep,
your buddy's down.
People screaming at you. Radio's going off.
I've never been in the military or at war, so I really shouldn't speak on it. But that's just my outside view looking in. But
from what I understand, bro, you gotta have a different type of mindset, and to understand that you go in there, you might not come back. You know, so all the veterans, all of current military, you know, real true Americans, I salute all y'all as a civilian. I'm gonna tell you a little short story before we segue into something else. You know, I was gonna go into the Army when I was 21. I did the ASVAB. I did the test. I started working out. I got clean. Like I used to smoke all the time. So when it came down to the questionnaire, when it asked, how many times have you tried marijuana? With me wanting to be 100% honest, I hit the max limit over 250 times, bro. I was classified as a drug addict, bro. That's what eliminated me from
I didn't
it.
know that. Oh, wow.
That's what eliminated me. But I figured I'd be honest. Like, I don't want to lie, because just in case they take me up there and I piss dirty, you know, if they urine sample me, this is me being young and dumb, you know. But I really wanted to go to the military. Like, I had set my heart out to go. Like, I wanted to serve in the military. Even after, like, what inspired me was, like, boys from high school, Derek, Keontae, you know, they all went, you know, Marines. Mike, yeah. They all went, and, you know, I had my first daughter, and I was just like, man, I should have went. You know, I seen them, they came back, like, oh, yeah, you know, I seen Keontae, how he, you know, he's recovering and whatnot. So I gave it a shot and was denied. How are we gonna get to a point in our lives, in this country, where they had their fun, they had their little experiment or whatever, you know, get these dudes out of girl sports, bruh, like, for real. You know, if they want to play sports, then y'all figure that out.
And now you got guys that's doing it as satire. Like, okay, I'm a woman now, I'm gonna break the powerlifting record for women. You know what I'm saying?
The way,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll finish my thought after.
I was gonna say, if they can make women's football league, they can make a league for all these other people, because I'm not seeing any female transition into male and go into male sports,
because they can't. I mean, they can, but they won't. They're not competitive enough.
But so then, like, that should end it right there. Like, this is one thing. I seen a meme where it was like, bring all your failed men. Now we're, you know, come on over to the women's league or whatever. It was just a meme. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna get pissed, but I'm grown. Hey, it's my opinion. I don't give a shit. That's how I feel.
Joanna Man, you seen that movie?
Oh man, bro. Like, even like the Tyler Perry movies and stuff. Like,
when life imitates art.
The way I look at it, like, honestly, like, just to end the whole Riley Gaines situation. Riley, I got you back. I appreciate you standing up for what you're doing. We need more women athletes. Actually, since this incident happened, a lot of young women athletes have been coming up and speaking in support. So it's gaining a lot of traction. I don't care about what they do. Just stop messing with kids, bro. That's it. Stop messing with kids and stay out of women's sports. It should be fair.
Yeah.
That's just pretty damn fair. You know, you're not losing any right. Go do something else. Go play chess or some shit. I don't know.
Well, since you're a little fired up, let me play devil's advocate here.
I calmed down a little bit, but go ahead.
Just play devil's advocate here. Just for Riley. Maybe not the smartest choice to give your speech at like the capital of the people that you want to stop from going into your sport. You know what I'm saying? Not the capital, but you know, it's like the Mecca.
Nah, you're right, bro.
Like,
that's
like you going back in time and sitting at the front of the bus. It's just not gonna end well.
That's not even devil's advocate. That's actually kind of, that's common sense. That's common sense. You got a problem. But I think she's from out there, bro. Like, it's within, you know.
It doesn't make what happened right. It doesn't make what happened right.
No.
I'm not gonna say that.
But at the same time, you know, don't go spitting on the golden calf in front of the worshipers.
And I tell my son this, and I try to teach my son this. Read the room. just read the room. just read the room, bud. Sometimes you just gotta be quiet and take the L.
But in this situation, we've taken too many L's, and now they're just like rubbing that shit in our face. But had she done it in like Sacramento or something, I don't think she would have got punched or pushed or shoved, even though it's everywhere. Like I said, you don't go spitting on the golden calf in front of the worshipers. You don't do that. That's bad.
And
TV,
so,
bro.
To play devil's advocate to the devil's advocate, if she was to attack one of them, that's a hate crime, right?
It should be considered a hate crime, yeah. And what's crazy is the PD that's a hold of that case, college police or whatever it is. I'm gonna just call them college police because they really didn't do their damn job. They said that her assault was nothing. Nobody's gonna get charged for her getting pushed and shoved and shit like that. Like, it was a hate crime, basically. Because if she went in there with a bat and was like, "You stole this from me," blah 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 blah, and just started swinging at anybody holding that flag, she probably would be locked up, or at least be lawyered up. The narrative would be completely different.
That's right. I think that's enough devil's advocate. We could put this to rest.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we said in the beginning, we don't have nothing against anybody in that community. You hear about Kamala Harris?
Enlighten me. All
right, so Kamala Harris decided to, you know, go to Tennessee. There are 3 Tennessee legislators, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I don't even think they deserve their titles, so I'm not necessarily going to give their titles. But roll the clip.
These young people are passionate. They're smart. They understand the issues and how.
So Kamala Harris decides to go to Tennessee for these 3 knuckleheads instead of going to Tennessee, saying any type of condolences for the victims of the mass murder at that Covenant Christian school. If you think about it, what has Kamala Harris done to help anybody, bro? She that laugh that she got is terrifying, bro.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna just go into some conspiracy theory shit real quick. What Kamala Harris remind me, like, this whole administration remind me of Monsters Inc. Do you know why it reminds me of Monsters Inc., bro? Because it seems like one of the craziest shit that goes on. We have this whole border problem, right? We have all these unattended minors, right? And then now administration don't know what happened to like 3/4 of them or some shit, a fourth of them or a half of them, or I'll show you the report. So I'm thinking, Monsters Inc. in order to power they city or whatever is out of the kids is fear.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave with some homework. Look up adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome, okay.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. That's probably way too much information at that. This whole administration reminds me of Monsters Inc. Play the sci-fi conspiracy theory music, cause bro, this border shit is insane. But Kamala Harris hasn't been to the border. Kamala Harris hasn't, like, I understand that a vice president ain't a president, right? And I understand that they have their own role. And I understand that they're basically like a secondhand kind of mouthpiece or whatever. But when you decide to stand in front of some kind of, to go to the Tennessee House or whatever it is, state building, and shout and scream and holler and hoot about how you don't silence people, you don't stop people from their rights, and when you do all this shit, we've been silenced the entire time your ass has been vice president. We couldn't say shit about shit. We couldn't say nothing about COVID. We couldn't say nothing about the president. We couldn't say nothing about fucking Twitter banning you, about COVID injuries, and like just all the shit. You would get banned if you say something about somebody on the Democratic side during the pandemic. Like, people were getting banned left and right before Elon Musk took over Twitter and Facebook's holdings and market shares and shit started to get exposed. So for her to have the audacity to say, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing, Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris. I mean,
how you gonna insult the camels, bro?
All in all, episode 2, pretty crazy. Episode 3, we got to jump into conspiracies now since we brought all that shit up.
Oh, for sure. I'm totally down for conspiracy episode.
Have to. We'll even switch the whole scene and everything. So, yep. Episode 2. We out. Camel Toe Harris. I mean, damn, I said Camel Toe Harris, bro. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that in there. We out, man. We out. This Truth and Opinion show, man. I am the Advo. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn.
And I'm Noswen.
I don't give a damn what y'all got to say. This is what we do. Tired of the bullshit, damn it. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hawaii, lower your prices.
I call it Biden inflation.